It's the day after the resurrection. Jesus has rose from the dead. All the talk's going on. Did it really happen or not? There's some questions. There's some doubt. There's some concerns. There's some issues. But what's happening is it's the day after resurrection. And I just want you to stop and think about that for a minute, because I believe that this is a very important week. This week right here after the resurrection. Because when Jesus rose from the dead, he met with a few people, and you've heard the stories yesterday. They're recorded pretty clearly. Last night, he met with some other people, some of the disciples. And so here goes the news. He's alive. He lives. It's true. He has risen. So when I think about that, what I want to do in your life is, this week what Jesus did was a lot of stuff that wasn't recorded. The Bible tells us that, for the next few days and weeks, that the stuff that Jesus did after the resurrection wasn't recorded. And the reason it wasn't recorded is it wasn't public. It was private. He was taking care of some business, but he also was dealing with some of the people that he needed to meet with, not publicly, but privately. And so those things weren't recorded. What you could call it, last week was called Holy Week. It was called Passion Week. But this week, if I was to label it, I would say even in the Bible, it was called Decision Week. And I believe here in 2020, I believe it's the same. I believe this is Decision Week. What are we going to do in our situation and circumstance when sometimes it looks like Jesus is out of the picture? And that's what they were facing. Even if he is alive, he said he had to leave. We'll never see him again. Or maybe it's true what they said. His body was just stolen. We don't really know the truth here yet. There's some unbelief in our heart. And so what happens is during this week is it could be in so many people's situation that that's the way it is. It looks like Jesus is out of the picture. So when you look around and you see certain things and certain things are happening and you don't really have answers to some of the questions, you're not for sure, there's uncertainty, then what happens is you go, I need to make a decision. So let's call this week Decision Week. The week after the resurrection, because most people, there are some that are really pumped right now and excited, and yesterday was a great day, and a lot of stuff was accomplished, and a lot of family and friends and ministry, and a lot of good things, and just a lot of good stuff. But now Jesus is out of the picture. And what happens is now I've got to make some decisions. Am I going to believe based on what I see or on what I heard? Am I going to make decisions based on what everybody else is saying? Or am I going to make my decisions based on what he said? Am I going to trust what he told me and what he taught me? See, I believe that what's going to happen this week, and I know it to be a fact in many people's lives, and you can pretty much expect it, Jesus is going to come privately and meet with you. He's going to meet you somewhere. He's either going to walk with you or he's going to sit with you. And what he wants you to do is decide whether you're going to believe or not, whether you're going to trust or not, whether you're going to serve or not, whether you're going to love or not, whether you're going to forgive or not, whether you're going to give or not. And so he's going to come to you privately, like he did this week in history after his resurrection. And he's going to have a talk with you, and he's going to invite you to believe. He's going to invite you to serve. He's going to invite you to go. He's going to invite you to give. He's going to invite you to trust. He's going to invite you to live. And it's going to be a private conversation. It won't be something public that some pastor or some minister or even some parent or some friend is going to do. It's going to be Jesus meeting with you for a little walk or a little talk. To answer maybe one of your questions, but most of the time it's about you answering one of his. What he's going to do is give you an invitation, because that's what he always does. And I would just encourage you this week, as it really is decision week, are you going to decide, make decisions based on what you see around you and what you hear other people say? Or are you going to base your decisions on what he says and what he told you and what he taught you and what he showed you? And if there's any question mark at all, I promise you, if there's any hesitancy at all, I promise you, if there's any uncertainty at all, I promise you, the risen one is already scheduled to meet with you, to talk with you, maybe to show you, maybe to help you understand, maybe to whisper exactly what he wants you to do. He might whisper, forgive them. He might whisper, give to him. He might whisper, be still. He might whisper, I need you to say something for me. But would you this week, as we walk through what I'm going to call decision week, the best thing you could probably do is accept the invitation that he's going to give you this week. Personal invitation from the risen one. I've learned over the years that when he invites me, it's to my advantage. It's to the advantage of those around me. It's really a blessing if I say yes. And so, Father, we just bow our heads. We just still our hearts. We quiet our minds. We just really pray like Jesus did prior to his death. It's really not about what I want or don't want or I wish would happen. It's about your will for my life. And I want to base my decisions on your will, on what you want, your desire for me. I'll say yes, Lord, yes, to your will and to your way. When your Spirit speaks to me, with my whole heart, I'm going to agree. And my answer will be yes, Lord, yes. Susan, I love you. We're praying for you. And I believe thousands and thousands of decisions are going to be made this week. Some to follow Jesus, some to give their life to him, some to trust him more, some to give their life away, some to get involved, some to go. Whatever that decision is, make it this week. God bless you.